outside. What can I do? Oh, phew. Oh, it was only a dream, Jewel. I had a terrible dream that the house was on fire and you were inside. Oh, I'm so glad that was just a dream. My dream reminded me that one of the kindest things we can do for our pets is making sure we keep them safe from any kinds of dangers. So to celebrate National Pet Fire Safety Day, we're going to learn some really important tips to make sure we're keeping our pets as safe as possible. Would you like to join me and our amazing friend Jewel in learning all about these safety tips for our pets? Yeah! Great! I would love for you to join us.
Hi kangas and koalas! Welcome to Dr. Sai's Animal Adventures. Let's learn, explore, and be kind to animals.
Fire safety tip number 1. Please make sure your pets stay away from candles. Okay?
Candles are so pretty. So why do our pets need to stay away from them? Because our pets don't understand that the fire from the candles can hurt them.
They might accidentally bump into a candle while playing nearby, or walking across the table or the counter, or even just wagging their tail. Or sometimes our pets are really curious and they might want to get their faces near the candle because they just really love sniffing everything. But this could really hurt them, and it could also cause a fire.
That's why we should never leave candles burning when no one is watching them. You can always tell a grown-up if a candle needs to be blown out or if it needs to be put out of reach so that pets can't accidentally knock them over. Would you like to blow out this candle together with me?
Let's go!
Great, let's do it together.
Fire safety tip number 2. Please make sure you have a pet alert window sticker for your home.
But what is a pet alert sticker? Well, this is a pet alert sticker. We can stick it onto a window, and what it says on there are the different types of pets that you might have in your home and the numbers of how many animals you might have in your home. Because if you aren't home when there's an emergency like a fire happening, then the fire emergency people can come and rescue your pets, and they'll be able to know which pets are inside and how many. Do you want to help me fill out how many cats and dogs that I have in my home?
Let's go!
Come here, we can do it together. We need to make sure we're using a permanent marker so that the writing doesn't end up getting lost. And now we're going to write the date to make sure we are up to date. All right, now that we've filled out our pet alert sticker, we can place it on the window. Now we're actually placing this side with all the information. We're placing that against the window. Why would that be? Well, if you said that it's because the firefighters need to be able to read the information from the outside of the house, you were completely right. We don't need to see the information from the inside of the house. But when the firefighters are coming to help, they need to be able to read the information from outside the house. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's go on to our next tip.
Fire safety tip number 3. Please make sure you stop your pets from chewing any electrical cords.
NANI?!
Uh-oh. What do you think Jewel has found? Oh no!
If you said this was an electrical cord, then you were right.
There are many types of electrical cords around your house. And remember, not every cord looks the same, so here are more examples of different types of cords. But did you know that some pets think cords look like toys? That's why some pets love chewing on them. But cords are not toys. Cords carry electricity, and electricity can be very dangerous for you and your pets. And if they're chewing on these cords, it could even cause a fire. So let's keep our pets safe by hiding cords behind furniture, covering them up with these special covers so that your pets can't find them, and giving our pets fun chew toys or treats that can keep them busy instead.
So if you ever see your pet chewing on any kind of electrical cord, just make sure you tell a grown-up right away. And make sure you don't punish your pet for chewing on a cord, because like I mentioned, they think it could be a toy. They didn't realize it could be really dangerous. And we want to make sure that we keep them safe. Fire safety tip number 4. Remember to make sure that your pet has a collar with an ID tag attached and a microchip.
It's really important that your pet has a collar with an ID tag attached. What is an ID tag? Well, this is a little tag that we attach to the collar, and it has your pet's name. It has other important details, like, do you know what else is on an ID tag? Yeah, your family's details are on there, like their phone number. And that way, if your pet ends up getting lost during an evacuation or an emergency, well, someone who finds them can look at the ID tag that's on the collar, and they will know who to call because they can read the phone number. And that way, your pet can be reunited with you. So that's really important. And I also want to remind you to make sure the collar isn't too tight on your pet's neck, because that can be really painful. And we don't want it to be too loose because the collar could fall off. And if we do lose the collar, what happens then? Well, it's really important also to make sure your pet is microchipped. Do you know what a microchip is? A microchip is a really special tracking device. It's really tiny. It's as small as a grain of rice. Do you know how tiny that is? Well, veterinarians like me can use this special tool to insert the microchip under the skin in dogs and cats.
It's really helpful when your pet has a microchip, because we can use a special device, a microchip scanner, to check whether your pet has a microchip if they get lost. Each pet has a special microchip number, and I can use this scanner to check what their number is. Do you want to help me check Jules' microchip number?
Let's go!
Okay, I'm gonna press this button, and we're gonna, oh, there we go. We found your microchip number! Yay! And when we can read the microchip number, we can find the information that goes with that pet. So we'll be able to find the pet parent who owns the pet and the family and their phone number. And those are all the important details we need to be able to make sure that pet gets home.
Can you ask your family whether your pet has a microchip?
Okay.
Yeah. We want to make sure your pet has a microchip so that if any emergencies happen or if they get lost, you'll be able to find them again.
Fire safety tip number 5. Please pack a pet emergency kit or a pet emergency pack for your pet so that they have all the essential things they need during an evacuation.
And what do we mean by evacuation?
Well, when we need to evacuate, it means that we need to leave the home because there could be a really dangerous or emergency situation happening. And in this example, we're worried about fires. There could be fires happening in the neighborhood, so we need to leave the house with our family and with our pets. But if we're leaving the house, we need to make sure that we're packing a special bag so that your pet has all the essential items that they might need. And what does essential mean? Do you know what that means? Well, when something is essential, it means that it's not just a maybe, it's a must-have. Can you think of some things that you must have when you're going on a trip? Maybe you're going on a school trip or you're going on a family trip. But I'm sure we can think of some things that are essential must-have items. I'll tell you what are some of my must-have essential items. Well, when I'm going on a trip, I definitely want lots of food. And I'd also really like to bring some snacks because if we're going to be driving for a long time or if we're staying overnight somewhere, we want to bring our favorite snacks. And I think we need to make sure that we have plenty of water so that when we get thirsty and we're eating our snacks, we're going to make sure that we stay really hydrated, which means that we need to have lots of water. I can think of some other essential items, but we are going to go through a really excellent list of items to put in this bag for our pets. That means you can make sure that when you're evacuating with your pets, you'll have everything that you need for them. This is called a pet emergency pack. And we're going to make it just for our pets. Would you like to help me pack this bag with some essential items for your pet?
Let's go!
Alrighty, let's start. The first thing we're going to pack for your pet is their food. We need to make sure they have plenty of meals while they're away in case you have to evacuate for several days. So we're going to scoop their food into this Ziploc bag. And then we need to bring any important medications that your pet might need. We'll definitely pack these in the bag. And then we are bringing a water bowl because your pet definitely needs to stay hydrated while they're away. And this is a really helpful bowl because it's collapsible and we can put it right in the pack. And then we need to make sure that we are also bringing some treats for your pet to keep them busy. And we'll also bring a spare first aid kit in case your pet has any boo-boos. And then we're going to bring some spare Ziploc bags because you never know when you might need one of these bags. We're also bringing a photo of your pet
And this is important because you might end up getting separated from your pet, and you want to be able to show other people a photo of your pet in case they get lost. And don't forget to bring a nice, comfy blanket for your pet because we want to make sure that they are as comfortable as possible when they're away. And we also need to make sure we bring a spare leash. And do you know what's attached to the leash? It's a poop bag. Yes, we need to make sure we keep them clean, so we definitely need to bring lots of poop bags. Now you can see here that we used this particular bag for our pet emergency pack. And it's really nice because it has handles and it has a zipper, so we're not going to lose any of these really important items because we're going to make sure it's nice and tight. But you don't have to use this exact same bag. You can use a backpack, or you can use another bag that has a zipper around it. And it's always really helpful when the bag has handles so you can easily carry it. Because a lot of the time when we're evacuating, we might be rushing out the door. So we want to be able to grab this emergency bag for our pets really, really easily. And always remember to put it in a place that is easy to get to when you're in a rush. Thank you again for helping me pack this really special bag for my pet. You did such a wonderful job. Great work. Wow. Thank you for completing all 5 fire safety tips with us. Great job. Every time we keep our animals safe, we're showing them that we love and care about them. And I really enjoy teaching you all these important tips because I love and care about you. Thank you so much for joining me to learn about all of these fire safety tips. I had so much fun, and I can't wait to see you for our next video. Bye now, kangas and koalas. See you next time.
Big and small,